The following program is sponsored by Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County and the generous gifts of these contributors.
Welcome to our 44th season of Mosaic. I'm your host, Susan Shulman Pertnoy. Mosaic is Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County's weekly news magazine, exploring the most critical issues facing Jews here and around the world. Today, we're excited to introduce you to some amazing young ambassadors from Israel who are here educating our community about the Jewish homeland. You'll definitely want to hear about their experiences both here and back home in Israel, and how the bonds made in the Palm Beaches will last for years to come. We'll be right back with this fascinating episode of Mosaic. Did you know that you can now enjoy Mosaic on the go? Listen to the Mosaic podcast by scanning the QR code on the screen or find it wherever you listen to podcasts. We're so proud to celebrate our community visionaries, donors who contribute $1 million or more, serving as an inspiration for all of Jewish Palm Beach. Today, I'm pleased to have join us Federation's Director of Adult Education and Israel Engagement, Marla Topiel. Welcome to Mosaic, Marla.
Thank you for having me. It's so nice to be here and
It's
speak
great.
with you.
It's great having you on the show. At Federation, we often talk about a living bridge between the Palm Beaches and Israel. Why is it so important for us to connect to Israel?
It's so important because not only is it a big part of who we are as an organization, but it's also a big part of the Jewish community, right? We have this family over there. We have this amazing partnership and relationship with people over there. So it's a big part of being part of this vital Jewish thriving community, and it helps build not only our community Jewish identity, but our individual one as well. It's just so important that it's proven that having this strong relationship with Israel strengthens people's own Jewish identities.
Marla, what are the ways that we build the bridge between Israel and our community?
Great. So one of my favorite aspects is the work that we do with the partnership region, which is the region of Zahar, because we're all about the people-to-people connections. This is how we do the Israel engagement and education work. So whether it's school twinning, working with classrooms here in the Jewish Palm Beaches and those in Zahar with having the teachers connect, the students connect. It's really cute to see the pictures of them doing the same activities. You know, that's some of the ways of bringing this living bridge of the people of Israel seeing us and us seeing them. And other ways is, you know, working with bring the Israel emissaries that come here that we'll talk about in a bit, and just other speakers and activities, just always thinking about ways to bring Israeli arts and culture and the people here to build this connection, you know, the bridge, right?
Right. What are some of the profound connections that you've seen while you're in this role?
You know, it's really about, like, I enjoy seeing the kids and them connecting in the classrooms and hearing these stories. And something that I really enjoyed this past year was the students and kids here learning a dance and them also learning it in Israel. And there's this really adorable video that I think we shared on our Facebook page of everyone dancing together. And this
virtually?
Virtually. And it's just amazing because everyone's, you know, we're separate, but we're doing the same thing and we're joining together. And for me, that's just so beautiful and a really great example of what we're doing. It doesn't always have to be something so big. It can be something small, like learning a dance and just jamming out together, and we're building these relationships. And I think it's just a really great example of the amazing work that we're doing.
I think another example is that the Meyer 8th grade students were able to go finally to Israel after COVID and meet with their counterparts. That was really special, wasn't it?
Yes. Oh, you know, especially after the past couple years and having these virtual friendships, to see everyone come together in real life is just amazing. Who would have thought that, you know, we shouldn't take any of this for granted.
Marla, I think it's important to note that these connections to Israel are totally apolitical. There's no political bent on anything that you do, correct?
Correct. What we are doing is not political at all. It's all about the people-to-people connection. We are looking at education. We're looking at culture, music, you know, everything. This is really all about connecting the people, seeing our similarities, coming together. It's just a wonderful opportunity just for people to get to know each other and to learn together.
We also have a young leadership program, emerging leadership program here, and you have one in the partnership region as well. And they've recently had an opportunity to meet here, and it's so fascinating to listen to the differences and yet the tremendous amount of similarities. Don't you think so?
Yes, completely. And I think, you know, people forget that just because you live in different areas of the world doesn't mean you don't have the same challenges and successes and everything. And once again, it's exciting to see a friend in person that you haven't seen in so long, or maybe meeting a new friend. It's just, once again, at the core of what we're doing with Israel Program Center, with our Israel engagement, is bringing people together, whether it's virtual, whether it's in person, them seeing our homes or us going to their home.
We're going to continue, but we have to take a brief pause. We'll be right back after this brief message. Our Living Bridge with Israel extends to organizations throughout the Palm Beaches. We'll learn more about how it reaches our entire community coming up. We're so proud to celebrate our community visionaries, donors who contribute $1 million or more, serving as an inspiration for all of Jewish Palm Beach. We're back chatting with Marla, who's the Director of Adult Education and Israel Engagement for the Jewish Federation. Marla, we also have a remarkable program. It's a program with emissaries, or shlicha is the Hebrew term. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, so it's the shlichim program. Shlicha is when it's a female Israel emissary, and we are so fortunate to have Hani Kolan be our shlicha for this time. And the program is that, once again, it's this living bridge of bringing an Israel emissary to our community to connect Israel and give a face to Israel and to here. And they do amazing work working with our community partners. Hani has been doing an amazing job building relationships and creating awesome engagement opportunities.
How do you choose these emissaries?
So it's a long process that we do where we work with our partners at the Jewish Agency, and then they match us. So it's kind of like a matchmaking, a professional dating game a little bit, yes. And it's an amazing process because we get to, meet people and work together of who's going to join our community.
So when they come here, you obviously send them around to Federation events, but do they go out into the broader community to teach about Israel?
Yes, so they work with all our community partners at the JCCs, with the synagogues, with us. There's so many opportunities for whoever's in this position to create amazing programming. And I just want to give a shout out to Hani. She's doing an amazing job. Once again, the relationship she's building, the relationship building is the crucial role. It's just these amazing opportunities, people to people.
And how long does a shlicha stay here?
The shlichim, they stay for 2 to 3 years, depending on many different factors.
So how does that work? Do we house them? What do we do?
So they have an apartment that we organize, car, everything. We work once again with our partners at the Jewish Agency to coordinate all the logistics.
And I know that there's a new program that we've just initiated. Do you want to tell us about that before we have the newest members of the team join us?
Yes, I'm so excited that we now have a ShinShiniot program in the Jewish Palm Beaches. This is so exciting because this is the first year that we're having this program. Like the other exists all around the world, but it's new to us and it's very special. They are 2 teen Israel emissaries, recently graduated from high school, so they're 18, and this is a gap year before their Army service. So they are volunteering a year in our community to teach about Israel, to get to know our community, to be there to be another friendly Israeli face. And we are so lucky to have Tom and Agam, and I can't wait for you to introduce them.
Well, we are going to do that right after this brief message. We'll be right back. ShinShiniot are emissaries who live in our community and share Israel's culture with us. We'll meet 2 of these remarkable young women and hear their stories coming up. Did you know that you can now enjoy Mosaic on the go? Listen to the Mosaic podcast by scanning the QR code on the screen or find it wherever you listen to podcasts. Joining us now are 2 of our Federation's newest young ladies from Israel, our ShinShiniot, Tom Benesty and Agam Ilovich.
Yes.
Welcome to Mosaic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited. We're all excited to have you straight from Israel. First of all, tell us what's a ShinShiniot?
Yes, I think we should start with that.
Yes.
It's a program. It's a new program, as Mala said. It's already been in the world for like 25 years now. It's about doing this gap year between high school and the army service that we have to do as teenagers in Israel. And it's just to give more to the community that abroad and not just in Israel.
Yeah, we're the youngest emissaries for the Jewish Agency for Israel. And I think it's just a very nice program to create new connections. We can connect with people our age and all different types of ages, explaining to them how we grew up in Israel and our personal story and experience of how it's growing up there since, we just finished high school, basically, only 18, so.
Well, what is the process like? It has to be difficult to be able to make it all the way here.
Yes, it is.
So actually it's a bit difficult, a bit long. We start at 11th grade. We apply online, and then we have multiple interviews and psychologist tests,
Group dynamic,
English.
interviews. It's more difficult because it's in the timeline that we also do the exam for high school and we do the training for the roles in the army that we want to be in. So it's all in together in the same timeline, which is very stressful. And also all the training for this program, it happened in Jerusalem. And we are from the center, so it takes time also to gather every time. It's very stressful and difficult.
Did you know each other in Israel?
We haven't.
Oh.
No, and there's no way, there are so many kids apply to this, and it's just crazy that we got to be together. We're very lucky. I feel like we developed such a great friendship.
But it's funny because we are only 15 minutes away in Israel, living from Tel Aviv, but we never
and
knew.
We actually even used to go to the same youth group.
It's crazy.
We did this army training youth group, but we didn't know each other.
So who houses you? Where do you live here?
So
it's amazing people.
Yeah, we stay in host families.
Together or no?
No, each of us in a different house, and it's such an amazing experience to get to live.
Yeah, I think this is what makes it even more a real American like experience, because we live in those houses with like American families that just want to be a good human being and to accept someone from like Israel and to bring this culture to their houses. So we get the chance to meet a few houses. We are changing every 4 months.
Oh, you do? That's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, and we staying with them and we're living with them, and it's so fun.
What a wonderful
It's
experience. And
amazing.
how long is your, it's for a year, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
For a
we're
year
going
long.
back in August.
So tell me about some of your experiences in meeting the United States teenage population.
You want to
So
start?
yeah, I can start. I guess it's been pretty interesting because I feel like teens in Israel are very different. You know, we straight after high school we go to the military, and here they go to college. So it's been very interesting talking about many subjects such as Judaism and Israel, and you know how it is growing up in the U.S. versus growing up in Israel. I feel like we've made great connections, and that the teens here really, you know, when they hear we're going to the military, they're so surprised, and some of them don't even know, and they just don't know how we got to the situation. And it's just been great meeting everyone. And
What do you do actually, like on a daily basis? Marla, do you send them to different schools or youth groups, or how does it work here?
So prior to them coming, I meet with all our community partners, share with them the amazing news that we have ShinShiniot coming, and we come up with, you know, they give us dates about special events and programs. They're with the religious schools, at the synagogues, they're at the JCC. They're everywhere, and I will let them share more.
We are like going around whole Palm Beach. We're trying to get all over the area. It's a very big area. Just for like to understand, it's like half from Israel, just Palm Beach County. So it's a large place to be in, and we have the like amazing experience with all those sites, all those different ages. It's the most with the kids. It's from 4 years old until 17, 18 years old, and we're trying to just bring, as Tom said already, us as a teenagers from Israel, how is it like so similar in their lives? Because I heard like someone said, oh, so you have a camel in your yard. And I'm, no, I have a dog like you. And no,
cities.
like, yeah, we have Wi-Fi. Like it's sometimes when
So
they think
funny.
of Israel, they think of this like old place and it's nothing to do with them. But actually it's very, very similar. And
I can also add that we also work with adults, and just talking about how Israel have changed through the years, because some of them haven't visited Israel for so long. So we get to share, as I said, how it is to grow up in these days, and just to see how Israel have changed, and also hear from them, because I think at the end of the day, we're here to bring Israel and our personal experience, but also come up with new perspectives about it and new ideas about it with the community here, and then bring them back home.
Absolutely.
So I think that's such a wonderful thing, and we're so fortunate to be able to be a part of it. So
Tell us some major surprises that you found when you got here.
I can start by saying that, as Tom said, like at first you come here and like I have so much to bring, but we have also so much to take with us.
Yes.
I think that Israel needs to learn a lot about all the like synagogues things that's going around. Because for us, when I say to my friends I work with synagogues, they're like, why? Because in Israel you think of this like temple with usually more older people, and it's not something like such a friendly community like here. Here it's more about like being with your friends and being with your loving people. And I'm very, very happy to experience that, because I'm not coming from that religious home and religious area. So I never had this chance to know those stuff. So to see it, I think this is very surprising for me.
yeah,
about
and
you, Tom?
the different levels of Judaism that you have here, you have so many different types, and it's all very acceptive, like Reform. Both of our first host families went to the same Reform temple, so we got to experience it for the first time. Even I remember at Yom Kippur service, I got to open the Ark, and it was such an amazing experience for me for the first time.
Because you would never do it in Israel. It's like,
yeah.
It's right because
So it's just so
more structured.
lovely to
Yeah.
see how you can be Jewish in your own way, and I strongly think that's the best way to work.
Yeah.
oh, that's a beautiful sentiment. What are some of the cultural differences that you've experienced between Israel and the U.S. teens?
So, if I can start, I guess.
Yes.
I feel like here in America, you have so many, like, the world is open in front of you. You have so many different opportunities. And we in Israel, we also have many opportunities, but I feel like not as much, as wide like it's here. And for us, we just, we keep on moving and trying to get everything so fast. And here they have like a different type of way.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like in terms of culture, it's just so sometimes surprising for me to see, because in Israel we usually just ride our bikes and go everywhere from place to place, and we run and we walk by ourselves and then here I see like, just different types of ways, and not the usually like you don't have a lot of transportation or things like that. So I don't know, it's just surprising.
Yeah, I think that because we have this path that also we have to go to the army, so we have to be in a different reality. We have to think of that when the kids here thinking of college, we think about the army. So it's obviously a different,
mindset.
Mindset, exactly. And also, kibbutz is like also a place to be in Israel. It's like not a city, it's more like a town. And it's very about the independent. So we both had this experience for a few years from the kibbutz, and we grew up as very independent girls, because we can go barefoot for everywhere and with the baskets, like you don't need to think that much. And here I feel like it's more, it's different, because they have this a big world with a lot of options. It's not that easy to go from place to place, and sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. It's very, very different.
Yeah, I think the independent part is really big here, like in the culture difference, because as Agam said, we really need to think our path through, because you want to direct your job, you want to know what you're going to be in the army, so you try to direct yourself, and mixing that with all the tests and final exams and driver's license tests. So we really have to be on top of
teenager life. Like, we are still teenagers. We have our own friends that sometimes you have arguing with them, sometimes you don't. So you're still a kid in the end of the day. So sometimes even our moms, when we call them from here and say like, I don't know how to do that, and they're like, okay, you need to think that you're still a kid, and that's fine.
You're still 18.
Sometimes you need to remember that we're here to volunteer. We're here to bring ourselves to here. And sometimes you just need this like say it again to yourself.
Right. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
Just be you.
Exactly.
It just sounds like just such a wonderful opportunity that you to experience this, and I'm just so enamored with the fact that you feel that you have something to give back when you go home to Israel.
Yes, definitely.
That is so important as well.
It's a big part of the program to also bring back what we have learned here.
Yeah, we're still 18. We're still looking to see who we are, what are the values that we want to be like, and to experience that. It's something that our families could never give us, like to live around the world. We never did that. To speak English all the time, it's not something that we used to it. My family speak less than me English, like it's not that a language that we speak all the time. So it's those differences that we can take from here to give back.
And sometimes, you get to answer more difficult answers. Like they ask you how is it during like war, or how is it during hard times. And you have to explain, like it's not war all the time. And personally I feel safer over there than over here. But it's just, it's a way of life, and we have to deal with it. I also think that in the army, we are connected to our ground, and we appreciate our land so much that, you also get to be a part of the system that protects your country. And so that there is something like that's protecting you, protecting your country.
Right.
And you're a part of it.
Yeah, it's always important for Tom and I to say that we protect. We're not going to fight. Because a lot of kids saying like, why are your parents allowed you to go to fight? And it's not that. It's an honor to us to go to protect our families and our home. So it's important to say that.
Another aspect I think is interesting when we're, kids have social medias these days, and they always share with us videos that they see online. Right. I think part of our role is also to share how we, when we see the social media, how we deal with it, and how these days, I guess, everybody can become a reporter and change the scenario to however they want. So it's important.
Scary.
Yeah, it's very scary. So what we always try to do is always tell them, try to go on websites that are real and not just count on something from the social media, because people usually just share their thoughts and they don't even know the whole story.
Yes.
So
And
we're also happy to share our experience and also tell them how we deal with it. And
I want to add to Tom that I had this experience with a kid that I asked him, do you feel proud to be Jewish? Like, would it be the first thing that you would say in a conversation? And it was sad in the fact that he said to me, like, no, I would not go to those Hebrew clubs in school, in this like schools. And I was like, why? And he told me it's not something that I will be not proud, but it's not going to be the first thing that I'm going to say in a conversation. And for us, I never thought about it, because we're in Israel, most of us are Jewish, and if it's not, that's fine. Like, it's not something that we usually think of daily basis. So to think of that it's really a thing that those kids need to think of twice before they saying it. It's interesting.
It's unfortunate because, as you know, social media and anti-Semitism is rampant here. I don't know. Have you experienced it since you've been here?
No, I haven't.
No. We do have sometimes those like minutes that we're thinking if to say we're from Israel or not when they hear our accent, and we think like twice. Do I say Israel or not? And then we say Israel because you can't get
avoid it. And honestly, like, there's no problem.
Yes,
exactly.
we are proud, and this is another thing that we're learning in this year.
How do you become a host family?
Great question. So not only are Tom and Agam out in our community at large, regularly engaging with everyone, but there was a really special and unique opportunity to get to know them, is to become a host family. So if anyone's interested, they can reach out to me. We have an application process. As they shared before, they are hosted for 4 months at a time, and it is just a wonderful opportunity for your family to get to know an Israeli and to have an extra family member.
Oh, it's
just
wonderful.
Beautiful.
Are most of the host families in a certain age category where they have children, or do you have adults?
So we are looking for host families that have kids of any age, as long as the kid is in the house. And we are looking for families all over the county, all over our area.
Well, that's wonderful. It would be, I mean, unfortunately, my children have grown. I would love to have you.
But you have this special opportunity now.
Yes, exactly.
It was a very special opportunity to have you join us today.
Thank you
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you so much for enriching our federation.
This program is sponsored by Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County.